Hello everyone, I'm video. So guys, today we're going to do an official review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So I watched the movie today, a couple hours ago, and it was probably one of my favorite movies I ever saw in the theater so far. One of the things I want to say before the whole review thing is that I really love this movie. I love what James Gunn did with the cast, with the characters and everything. Mostly Rocket Raccoon, I think, was the standout of this movie. But I think I'm gonna go into sections and eventually lead on to the post-credit and end credit scene of the movie. So yeah, I think the movie had a great balance of humor, dark moments, and action. Something that happened in this movie is that the movie was a lot darker than most MCU movies. I'm going to go into spoilers in this video, so if you haven't watched the movie, go watch it first, then come back to the video. This movie is a lot darker than other films. Starting with the most light-hearted change that they did for this movie is that they allowed Chris Pratt to officially have the first F word mentioned in the MCU.
It looks like you're pushing the keyhole.
The what?
There's a button under the handle. Press that in.
Okay. Now what?
Open the fucking door.
I posted a video about the MCU's first F word, like, I think when Moon Knight came out. Like a year ago, and the video is still getting views today, so that's pretty good. The darkest parts of this movie really come from Rocket Raccoon's backstory, and Rocket was one of the characters that had more of had the best arc and character development out of all the Guardians, in my opinion. Bradley Cooper plays Rocket very well, and seeing Rocket's backstory in this film was something truly emotional and long-awaited since 2014, so like 9 years ago. We always knew that Rocket was experimented on when he was younger, and that he lost friends and basically his family before joining the Guardians. And we see that in this movie with the High Evolutionary killing 3 of his friends that he considered family while he was being experimented on. And another great thing about this movie, and one of the new characters introduced, was the High Evolutionary. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the most menacing villains in the MCU so far. It is really like on par with Thanos, in my opinion. Motivations are not the same, but I think in a menacing level they're pretty much equal. Thanos' whole objective was to end overpopulation, so he was going to kill half of the universe, and High Evolutionary tends to perfect the universe in a different matter, which included torture and everything. And his method of perfecting the society was by using animals, torturing them, and making them grow years, teaching languages, and his whole objective was to create another new society called the Counter-Earth, where this whole society would live in, and will be basically a copy of Earth as we know it. I think I liked it more than I did Kang in Quantumania. Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, I think Star-Lord and Gamora's, arc or story in this film was greatly used. One of the things I'm most happy about that they didn't include was Gamora and Star-Lord getting back together in love and everything, which would be a little bit cliche, and I don't think many people would like that, honestly. And I'm more than thankful that they didn't go with that route, because it would be just, too campy for my liking. We got Gamora now in the Ravagers, and she basically did not care about Peter Quill, nor did she know who he is, and that's really some heartbreaking stuff. Let's talk about Gamora. Let's talk a bit about Nebula. I think Nebula was one of the characters of the Guardians that had the most character development out of all the Guardians, next to Rocket, of course. In the first Guardians movie, we see her, the first and second, we see her as the servant of Thanos and basically wanted to kill the Guardians, especially her sister Gamora. And in this movie, she's now with the Guardians, and her whole objective, let's say, is to fight by the Guardians. Now, I think the most hated character, let's say, in the Guardians is Drax, which got a lot of stuff to do in this film. I'm glad that we got basically James Gunn responding to the fans on the fans' criticism, saying that Drax is way too friendly, he's the dumb one. And we got a great scene with Mantis defending Drax from Nebula, which he's saying, with her saying that Drax is dumb and everything, but Drax loves the Guardians, protects them, and that's what makes him great. And I think that was a really great scene. Now, Groot was, I think, a character that was a bit underutilized in this film. I think that they could have used him more, but I think that makes sense since we saw him progress and grow, literally, throughout the Guardians and the Avengers films, especially from the ending of the first Guardians movie, when he came from a little seed to now a King Groot, which we'll talk about later in the video, so stay tuned. And I think Groot had a really great action scenes, especially the hallway fight, which was insanely great. I think my favorite hallway fight in a Marvel film. Groot is one of those characters that had a lot of development coming to them in the MCU, and I was just really happy to see more of him in the film, especially how much he grew since Avengers Endgame. Yeah. Now let's talk about the newcomer into the Guardians, Adam Warlock. So I have a bit of some criticism, which I think are my downside with this film. Everything goes great in my opinion. One of the best Marvel films in the MCU, yeah. But I think Adam Warlock was one of those characters that was really underutilized in this film, because in some scenes we get the sense that James Gunn only used Adam Warlock since he was teased since Guardians Volume 2. And that's his whole thing, that he was teased, so he was obligated to be in the next film, which is something I really didn't like. I think Will Poulter did a great job with he was given, and I'm really excited to see him more in the future since he's now officially part of the Guardians team. But Adam is still a baby. We see in the film that the High Evolutionary worked with the Gold people, which I don't remember the names, to create Adam and the whole civilization of those Gold people from the second movie. And we know that Adam was taken out of his cocoon prematurely, so he still has this whole manly body, but he's a kid inside. Yeah, that really shows the childhood and the growth that Adam Warlock has to go through in the MCU. This movie also had some of those problems where it was trying to jam-pack a lot of characters in one place, in one movie, which sometimes felt a little bit overcrowded. Once you see the film, I think you will absolutely agree with what I'm saying. So on to the post-credit scenes. So in the first post-credit scene, we see the new lineup of the Guardians, where Rocket is now the leader of the Guardians, along with Groot, King Groot, like Big Groot, not like Swole Groot, but giant one, along with Kraglin, Cosmo, which was also a really great part of this film, and I really loved the character, and especially the interaction that she had with Kraglin, which something really funny in the movie, which was something funny in the movie. Adam Warlock, and one of the kids that was rescued by Drax from the High Evolutionary ship and at the third act of the movie. So that's the new lineup of Guardians we have so far. I'm hoping we see Nova in the future. Hopefully, we knew Xandar was destroyed. I think, yeah, it was destroyed since Thanos got the Purple Infinity Stone from Xandar in Infinity War. So I still hope to see Nova in the future of the MCU very soon. I hope he appears. There's a project of him in the works, I think. So who knows? And yeah, that's basically the first post-credit scene. And the second post-credit scene is about Peter Quill deciding to live with his grandfather on Earth, and it was a bittersweet moment with them, those two socializing, and announcing that Star-Lord would come back in the MCU sooner or later. So yeah, so that's pretty much my review for this film. Really loved it. Some downsides to it, which I completely agree with. And yeah, so to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I'm going to give a 9 out of 10. And we love the movie, but sometimes it felt a little bit too overcrowded. And yeah, that's pretty much my review. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and comment below, guys, and give this review. And what do you guys think of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? I'm Janil. Peace out. Take care.